Now, what about those videographers? Haven't they been doing a great job? And what about those sound guys? They've been working their sweat off. Now, y'all got the date for next year down, 16th and 17th of August. You know how it is. We'll see you here, right? But now I want you to make a lot of noise. This is what y'all been waiting for. Put your hands together and give me a big scream for Walter Trout.
baby. Oh, you got to bring it home. Yeah, bring it home to me. You're thinking about leaving. Yes, I'm in misery. I can tell, I can tell. I can tell it, baby. I'm pretty baby. I can tell it. Thinking about leaving and it's beautiful night for a gig, huh? Now I gotta say, we are very happy to be back here at the Big Blue Balls Festival, or what's it called? Bull Balls, I don't know what it's called, but we are happy to be back, let me tell you. It's been a while. Happy to be here. Basically, speaking for myself, I'm happy to be anywhere. So let's have a good time tonight. I got a feeling, baby, and it's something I cannot explain. think about my baby. And Lord, I wanna go walking in the rain. Tell me, baby, tell me what's wrong with you. I wanna know. What's wrong with you? I don't understand you, baby. Lord, 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 everything you say. My baby give me the blues. Well, thank you, everybody. Now, I know this is a blues fest, but I have a question, and I got to ask it. First, I got to catch my breath, because I'll tell you what, I got off, man. Those first two songs about kicked my ass. My question is, does anybody here tonight feel like rocking? I think they do. Come on. criminal, and I have been a clown. I've been a victim of desire. It only brought me down. I wanna see the other side. I don't wanna go. I'm never in emotion. It overwhelmed me so. I wanna love completely the beauty that I see. I understand there's good and bad here inside of me. When I hear music cut so deep, and it lives inside me, in my sweet dreams when I sleep. I always been a gambler. I ain't afraid to take a chance. We ain't gonna live forever. So tonight, baby, tonight I just wanna dance. Yeah! I wanna dance with you. Bye-bye. Help us out, people. I'm supposed to sing, but I feel like playing my guitar. I love to watch you move when you're dancing next to me. And you're smiling with her big blue eyes, baby. That's where I want to be. Yeah, I've always been a gambler. I ain't afraid to take a stand. We ain't gonna live forever. Tonight, baby. Yeah! Thank you. Man, what a great crowd you are tonight. I love it. Well, I'll tell you, it's hot and sweaty up here, but as I like to say, the best times of my entire life have occurred when I was hot and sweaty. So I ain't got a problem with it. I want to play the blues. We got to get back to the blues. We're in the key of A minor, fellas. A minor, baby. 1 and 2 and 3 and... This is an old song of mine. I do it every night. And every night I dedicate this song to the memory of the greatest blues man of all time, B.B. King. Now, he's the greatest that will ever be, and I'm not open to discussion on that. That is just the way it is. That's a fact, baby. And I have a story I want to tell you about Mr. King. I was 16 years old. I had an after-school job at a shopping mall in New Jersey. And there was a record store in the shopping mall, and I was on my break. And I walked past the record store, and there was B.B. King. And I looked, and I kept looking. I go, yep, that's him, man. So I went and I found myself a piece of paper and a pen, and I went up. I said, Mr. King, I'm trying to learn how to play the guitar, and I love the blues. My dad has all your records, and I grew up here, and could I have an autograph? And he said to me, you think you want to play the blues? And I said, well, I think so. And he said, hey, boy, come here, sit down. We got to have a talk. So I sat on a bench with Mr. King there in the shopping mall, and he talked to me for over an hour that day. He was so generous and kind and humorous and charismatic, and he encouraged me. And while I'm out there, my boss walks by, says, hey, Mr. Trout, hey, Trout, you're supposed to be on your break. Get back to work. I'm like, fuck off. I'm talking to B.B. King here. Anyway, B.B. was so warm and kind. I went home and said to my mom, I know what I'm going to do now for the rest of my life. And I have never, ever looked back. And I have never, ever regretted that. So this goes out to the greatest blues man of all time. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the blues. Say goodbye. Lord, say goodbye to the blues. Because the road has finally taken you to a place where there ain't no more bad news. It's a long road up to heaven, and it's a rough road down to hell. Go ahead. road down ahead. And there's a mystery awaiting us, all of us. And what it is, no man can tell. This verse is for B.B. King. Listen here. Bring it down, baby. Play on. Play your guitar right through the darkest night. Play on, baby. Play Lucille right through the night. Because the road has finally taken you to a place where everything will be all right. There's no more pain. There's no more sorrow. Let's play it now, fellas. Taking you The road has finally taken you to a place where there ain't no more bad news. Goodness gracious, I got to get back to earth here. I was feeling it, man. All right, we're going to do some new tunes for you. A few months back, we released an album called Ride. It's my 30th album. 2 days ago, I was still in a recording studio in Los Angeles, and I just finished album number 31. But I'm getting old. Okay, we're going to do some of these songs off of this last album for you, Ride. So these are new songs you've never heard us do live before. This is the title track of the album, so coincidentally, it's called Ride. And every song I write has a story behind it. The story behind this song is this. When I was 10 years old, I lived in this house in New Jersey, and it was right next to these railroad tracks, and the trains went all day, all night, Philadelphia to Atlantic City, back and forth. And I could hear them, and I loved hearing them. But I got to tell you, there was a lot of bad things happening in that house. There was a lot of violence, abuse, terror. And I thought to myself, all I got to do is get up out of the bed, cross the street, hop on the freight train, and I can escape. But then my brother told me, yeah, if you do that, Walt, you're going to end up in a train yard in Philadelphia going, what now? You know, I was 10 years old. Always wanted to write a song about it. It took me 62 years, but here it is. Come on, let's go. I still recall the way it moved me so. When I was lying in my bed, every time I heard the whistle blow, it still lives within me. Don't you know I hold it deep inside? And every time I see a train go by, I just want to jump aboard and ride. And every time I see a train, I just want to jump aboard and ride, ride, ride. Woo! Thank you. Hey, we have Mr. Anthony Grisham up here helping us out. Why don't you give it up for this young man? Now, we're going to do another one off this record. You know, I sat down to write that album one day and wrote the thing. We went up and recorded it. And after it was done and I sat down and listened to it, I realized that like 90% of the songs were all about shit that happened to me when I was a kid. I didn't start off to do that. I guess I still have it on my mind. So one day I was riding in my car and on came an old song that was a hit back when I was a teenager. I think it might have been a Beatles song. I don't know what it was, but I think a beautiful thing about music is when you hear a song that was popular when you were a kid, you hear it and suddenly you're right back there. There you are. You remember where you were, who you were with, what you were doing, and most times it brings back beautiful memories. Sometimes it brings back some pretty shitty memories. That's what this one's about. 2, 3, 4. I hear a familiar song, bring back a memory. I close my eyes, it don't take long. Ghosts appear to me in my ears, before my eyes. I get teardrops on my cheek. Unforgiven, they're so unkind, they begin to speak. No matter how hard I fight, it don't matter. if I pray. Sometimes I ain't strong enough. I can't chase the ghost away. No. In my ears and in my head, they're in the trees and in the clouds. They're laying next to me in bed, and they're talking way too loud. In my ears and in my eyes, they're trying to take control. Unforgiven, I feel them reaching for my soul. Don't matter how hard I fight, it don't matter if I pray. Sometimes I ain't strong enough. I can't chase the ghost away. I guess it's how it's gonna be. I can feel it inside. They always will accompany me. It's pointless trying to hide. But they don't scare me anymore, 'cause now I understand. They're just trying to help me when they take me by my hand. They're trying to teach me things and guide me on my way. They're always gonna be with me. I can't chase the ghosts away, no. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it, baby. Muchas gracias. Well, that was a subtle little number, wasn't it? Some of that easy listening stuff that we're so well known for.
I got no piano. I got no piano. No piano!
The power went out. It went back on.
There we go.
Power to the piano. Come on. Power to the piano. Hey! That's enough. Well, I don't know, but I feel like keep rocking here, fellas. Here's another subtle little number off that album. It's something I wrote, and I think you might be able to relate to. It's entitled, I'm Worried.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
I get worried. I'm up all night. I can't turn off my brain when I turn off the light. Laying in my bed, my mind starts to creep. It gets impossible getting any sleep. And I'm inundated, baby. I feel like I'm losing touch. I can't get no relief. I'm worried. I worry about the left. I worry about the right. I'm looking for the middle. It's nowhere in sight. I worry about the future. I worry about the past. I worry about my liver. How long is it gonna last? I'm going shopping. Get a brand new crutch. I'm doing my best, baby. But I'm worried. Hard. I don't know, maybe I'm lazy, but I take a look around, it made me crazy. I worry about my music, I wonder, is it any good? But you know what? I wouldn't do it any different even if I could. That's the situation. I've got to get back into it. Oh, I can't get no relief. Well, thank you. Now, we've been rocking hard. I think we got to get back to the blues, and right now we'd like to do a little thing. We'd like to bring up the glorious Mr. Richard T. Bear right here on the keyboard. You might have seen him out there over the course of many, many years out there with people like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, or way back in his younger years out there with Carly Simon. But right now he's going to play some blues. Come on. I think you better do it one more time, brother. Come on. Give it up for Richard, would you please? I called my baby on the phone. I told her, I said, you've been gone for a long, long day. Yes, you have, baby. You've been gone for a long, long day. Oh, yeah. And I prayed to the Lord, baby, please don't you take my love away. On the phone, and then I said to her, go back home, baby. You know all I want is you. What? You got to come back home. I said, all I want is you. My good buddy Eric Burden taught me this song. You'll never find another boy to treat you the way that little Walter used to do. Go ahead, play one. Come on, let's hear it for Richard. Richard T. Bear right there. Now I'm going to tell him a little story, Richard. Keep the 12 bar going. 50 years ago, I drove out to California from New Jersey. I wanted to be a guitar player. And lo and behold, I got hired by this legendary blues singer. Anybody out there remember Big Mama Thornton? So I get hired to play with Big Mama Thornton. I'm like, man, I'm going to play with one of the icons, man. I say, we going to rehearse? She says, no, we ain't got to rehearse. We just going to play the blues, baby. So I show up at the gig that night. 22 years old. I'm the only guy under 80. And I just came from a farm town in New Jersey, and I'm nervous, man. And I said to her, okay, Mama, we haven't rehearsed. What are we going to play? What are we going to play? And this is the God's honest truth. She looked at me and said, all you got to do is play like B.B. King. don't want to hear no rock and roll. I don't want to hear no psychedelic. I go, okay, I'll give it my best. So I'm out there on the stage, we're playing a slow blues. She says, ladies and gentlemen, right now this boy over here is gonna try to play like B.B. King. So I looked at Big Mom and I said, thank you. How about it for Richard there? Richard T. Bear, everybody. I'll tell you what, some years back, I got this idea that I wanted to do an album and call in some of my friends and say, hey, let's go in the studio, let's jam, we'll press record. If it comes out great, we'll release it. If it comes out shitty, we'll release it. So I called up some people, guys that showed up for those sessions. We had Warren Haynes, we had Joe Louis Walker, we had Mike Zito, Charlie Musselwhite, Edgar Winter, John Mayall, Randy Bachman, I can't remember them all. Eric Gales. Called Barbara Streisand. She didn't want to show. Anyway, I can't remember them all because I'm old. I had a rough childhood and my brain don't work anymore. But we had a lot of great ones. We had Kenny Wayne Shepherd. There's another one. Well, we did the title track with Joe Bonamassa, and we did it live in the studio, one take, no overdubs, no technological bullshit. There was just 6 of us sitting in a circle playing for about 8 minutes. And I want you to hear young Mr. Anthony Grisham now. Give it up. Come on. Together, it's so easy to see. We're holding together. Lord, it's so easy to see. And if we want to see tomorrow, Lord, that's the way it's gotta be. You want to sing it, Anthony? Come on. When it's all been said and done, it's up to me and you. When it's all been said and done, it's up to me and you. Oh, black or white, left or right, we've all got to do what we can do. Now play your guitar, son. And alone, and it seems so hard to make it through. Well, we're lost and alone, and it seems so hard to make it through. We may be lost in stormy weather, but we are all in this together. Mr. Anthony Grisham. Well, keeping up with these quiet, subtle little numbers we're doing, here's a little song called Red Sun. Sitting on top of the mountain, looking out over the sea. Sitting on top of the mountain, angels are talking to me. Ain't no rain for days now, clouds passing by. Ain't no rain for days now, river all run dry. There's a north wind blowing, red sun going down, cold north wind blowing. The answer ain't been found. I got an angel feather in my pocket, gonna take me far away. Got an angel feather in my pocket, gonna take me to my grave. Take me to my grave, look out. It's gonna take to my grave. It's that time of night where I got to say a little something here, and this is a responsibility I've been given by the higher power here. I have to talk about this every night, okay? Some years back, I developed a liver disease. It came on, I got very ill. They put me in the hospital. They laid me in a bed on my back. I laid in that bed for 8 months. I lost 120 pounds. I developed severe brain damage. I lost the ability to speak. I didn't recognize my wife or our 3 beautiful kids. I didn't have a bite of solid food for over half a year. At the last minute before I went to the big gig in the sky, they gave me a liver transplant, and that saved my life. But then they sent me home. And that's when the work started. I hadn't used my legs in 8 months. I had to relearn how to walk, how to stand up. I had to get speech therapy and relearn how to talk. And then I sat down on the couch the day I got home. My son John handed me this thing. And I realized that due to the brain damage I had suffered, I didn't know how to do this anymore. It had been wiped clean from my memory. I didn't know what to do.
This is all I've done since 1969. My dear wife said, well, dude, you got to start over again. What else you gonna do? So I sat down on the couch 6 or 7 hours a day, every day for a little over a year, and I taught myself all over again from scratch, the same way I did back in 1962. I worked, and then the music came back. Then I thought maybe I'll try a gig. Most guys would go down to the corner bar and see what happens. I hadn't been on a stage in 2.5 years. I didn't go to the corner bar. I went to Royal Albert Hall in London. No pressure. Anyway, so what I'm here to say is I'm living proof of the miracle that organ donation and transplantation is. And I believe the reason I was spared, the higher power has given me this responsibility. I have a room full of people every night, and I'm an evangelist, and this is what I preach. If you want to do something good, something noble, something beautiful, something generous for your fellow man, sign up and be an organ donor, okay? Save a life. Woo! Every time I tell that story, I get a little screwed up. Anyway, now I'm going to introduce this amazing band to you. How about these guys, huh? Over here on the keyboards, a legendary keyboard player from Los Angeles. Been with Stephen Stills, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I can't even name them all. Give it up for the awesome Mr. Richard T. Bear. For Richard right there. Now we get to this gentleman over here on my left. From the legendary Los Angeles band Oingo Boingo. But he's also been out there making records and touring with people like Steve Vai, Willie Nelson, Neil Young. He's on the brand new album by a fellow that you might have heard of, a guy named Bob Dylan. He's the bass player on his new album. Give it up for the iconic Mr. John Avila. for the young man on the guitar and the vocals tonight, Anthony Grisham. Where are you, young fella? Now, how about it for this guy on the drums, the powerhouse himself, the incredible Mr. Michael Leisure. Give it up. Come on, Mikey.
For the one, the only, Walter Trout!
Thank you. Good night. God bless you.
Oh, folks, that was something else. Now, Walter just laid it all out there for you. He's running out of gas, folks. Come on. Give him a break. Hey. I don't know, folks. Let's show a little more love. Walter Trout.
I'll tell you what, we got here kind of late last night. Me and Anthony and Richard went to this karaoke bar to try to get something to eat. The karaoke sucked, and so did the food. And man, it don't feel too good, but I'm gonna do my best to play for you. Ready? Well, did you ever wake up with both rocks on your mind? Well, did you ever wake up with them both rocks on your mind? You got to wake up and you're laughing just to keep from crying. Come on! Did you ever wake up with one woman on your mind? Did you ever wake up with one woman on your mind? Wake up and laugh just to keep from crying. Well, my mama got him, my daddy got him, my brother got him, my sister got him. I woke up this morning and Grandpa had him feeling. Lord, you know I got the bullfrog blues. And